New for you tonight at 9, some incredible news coming out what could have been a tragic situation. A driver and 2 kids are recovering after a head-on crash with a semi with some help from the right people witnessing the crash. The person driving the car had to be cut out of by emergency crews, but while the crash was being cleaned up, traffic was diverted away from the wreck, which was the right off of the Main Avenue exit in West Fargo. Thankfully, a trauma surgeon from the University of North Dakota and an air med nurse were able to provide immediate help to the people involved in the wreck. All 3 passengers in the car were taken to the hospital to be checked out. The semi-driver is believed to be okay, and the cause of the crash is still under investigation. Coming up after weather, it was a tense situation in Grand Forks this afternoon when a teenager was threatening to harm himself inside his home. Plus, a woman was scammed trying to sell her wedding dress on Craigslist, and the criminals were from our area. Got more details in just a few moments. But first, Robert, it's been a warm day for many of us in the valley. And we're hearing we could see some rain and possibly some severe weather. What's going on tonight?
Yeah, seeing some severe weather up in the northern portion of Minnesota. One severe thunderstorm warning continues until 9:30. This for northwestern portions of Beltrami County and far southwestern portions of Lake of the Woods County for this storm. Some half-dollar sized hail possible with this storm as it makes its way off towards the northeast at 25 miles per hour. Other strong storms out there just to the west of Grigla and Star, also moving off towards the northeast at 25 miles per hour. But right now, that is the only warning out there. Quite a bit of lightning coming out of these storms as well. And those again moving off towards the northeast at 25 miles per hour. This area has the best chance for some isolated severe storms like we are seeing out there. Some other strong storms east of Grafton up towards the Hallock area, the Pembina area, seeing some showers and some thunderstorms. Another storm trying to go up just to the west of the Grand Forks area. Quite a bit of lightning again out of these storms, but just the one severe thunderstorm warning. Off towards the south, we do have one small storm that made its way through the Barnesville area. That now falling apart as it makes its way off towards the northeast. And all these storms are moving fairly quickly, but dumping some very heavy rain up in northern portions of Minnesota as they make their way off towards the northeast. The northern plains, we are seeing some strong storms down there as well. There's that storm quickly making its way on out of there and weakening quickly as it does so. Northern plains, we have seen some strong storms down in South Dakota. They may make their way on into our southern counties by midnight. Here in Fargo, after a very warm day, winds have shifted to the northwest and we started to cool on down. Temperature now 73 degrees as we take a live look outside off towards the east and southeast on the CorwinAuto.com Valley Sky Cam. And those winds now out of the west and northwest at around 12 miles per hour. Temperatures elsewhere across the region still seeing quite a range of temperatures. 50 in Langdon, 51 in Devil's Lake, 77 in Wahpeton, 79 in Fergus Falls, also 79 in Detroit Lakes. And that cool air, that'll continue to make its way on through the valley. It's going to be more fall-like as we head through your Saturday and Sunday. Still some southerly winds ahead of the front, but behind it, some strong and gusty northerly winds gusting over 30 miles per hour now in the Grand Forks area, with some cooler air filtering on in. Now, as we head through the overnight hours tonight, we've got the storms up in northern Minnesota. Those will continue to make their way off towards the northeast. I mentioned the storms down in South Dakota. Here they come. They're going to clip our southeastern counties, and then more showers and storms as we head through the overnight hours tonight into tomorrow morning. Those will slide off towards the east and get on out of here. We're going to see a lot of clouds tomorrow, some chilly temperatures, highs in the 50s and 60s, and then even more rain as we head through tomorrow afternoon and into tomorrow evening. And then here comes yet another wave. We're going to see off and on rain throughout the weekend and even into Monday. As mentioned, this is the best chance for seeing some isolated severe storms, and just had the one severe storm at this hour. We'll continue to monitor that as we head through the overnight hours. Tonight, no rain in Fargo, but by tomorrow morning, a chance for some rain. Mid-50s, upper 50s by lunchtime, and then only into the low 60s with more rain chances by the end of the day. Picture of the day, some roadside fall colors in Earhart. Thanks to Joanne for sending that in. Going to use that as the backdrop to our 7-day forecast. And after a hot one today in many areas, it's going to be chilly over the weekend. Pack the parka for the tailgating. You're going to need the umbrella as well. Possibly. Maybe we'll be in the break in that rain. Not much of a warm up into next week, getting into the mid to upper 60s by Wednesday and Thursday.
So it's nice to see that we'll see some sunshine a little bit later next week.
Yeah, a little bit later. A lot of clouds, a lot of rain between now and then. Okay,
thanks, Robert.
Got it.
A Grand Forks mobile home park is finally quieting down after an hours-long police presence there throughout the entire day today. And the standoff with a possibly armed juvenile ended peacefully. It's It started around noon today when officers were on a welfare check in the downtown area. Police later found a juvenile in emotional distress and had access to weapons, but the incident was resolved with the help of the crisis negotiation team around 5:15.
So it's something that we deal with on a daily basis, actually, and they go different ways. This one worked really well. They spent a lot of time with the person, and ultimately it worked out the way that we want to see them work out.
Authorities say that the teen was taken for a psychiatric evaluation once police made contact. A Fargo woman is in critical condition after crashing into a horse on a Minnesota highway. It happened on Highway 108 east of Dent. A report from Minnesota State Patrol says 29-year-old Leah Orner was airlifted to Sanford in Fargo. We're also following a developing story out of that same sheriff's office. Deputies there are still investigating a home invasion in Bacchus, Minnesota that led to a homeowner firing a gun at the intruder. Here's a look of the suspect. He's described as a white man, about 6'5", with a very large body. He was wearing all black at the time of the break-in. The man was reportedly seen on Tuesday in a wooded area near Northern Pine River Township, but a canine search didn't turn anything up. Authorities want people living in the area to call the Cass County Sheriff's Office if they see anything suspicious on their property. You can call 218-547-1424. It's Friday. It's time to take a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Fargo police say Joshua Trickler is wanted for reckless endangerment, fleeing, and identity theft, which are all felonies. Call your local law enforcement if you have any information on him. And to date, the Valley's Most Wanted program has helped capture more than 590 felons. A Florida woman trying to make some cash off her old wedding dress is caught up in a criminal investigation linked to our area. She posted her dress for sale on Craigslist. Then a buyer sent her a check for more than what the dress was worth, over $1,000 more. The buyer said he was moving and the movers would then pick up the dress. He claimed the extra money was for the movers, so she deposited the check and sent the extra money to a business in the Fargo-Moorhead area. But a few days later, the check bounced, leaving her out $1,000.
Obviously, I feel really dumb because, it happened because my mom was like, that's, the #1 scam. And I was like, I've never heard of it.
Thoreau still has her wedding dress and is hoping to get her $1,000 back if the criminal is caught. Her advice, if you're selling online, only do face-to-face cash transactions. High-profile data breaches from big companies like Equifax and Yahoo make it clear that hacking is a booming criminal industry. Firewalls and programs are there for our protection, but at the end of the day, it's people that are needed to fight fire with fire. Valley News Team's Clint DeRose talks with students hoping to beat hackers at their own game, which is constantly changing.
Whether it's threats from other nations or keyboard jockeys trying to make a quick buck off of selling your information, the next generation of cybersecurity experts have to get an aging IT infrastructure caught up with the 21st century.
You have code that was perhaps developed at multiple times, developed without or before the thought of connection to the internet was present.
A lot of the vulnerabilities that you see are just overlooked problems, simple fixes that nobody paid attention to or bothered fixing.
Calvin Bodie and Isaac Burden are students at NDSU who are studying computer science with an extra focus on cybersecurity. When it comes to the possibility of having to go up against hackers that can steal data from multi-billion-dollar industries, there's less concern than you would think.
I get a little excited because I know, okay, this field in which I'm entering in, there's a lot of stuff to do, and I'm not just going to be behind a desk just on Facebook most of the time. I'm actually going to be doing something that it's going to help people.
To help prepare themselves, the two have decided to take part in the National Cyber League. The competition pits students from across the country against each other in simulated hacking events.
It's a competition, it's kind of sports-like, but it also is teaching and demonstrating real-world skills.
In the world of computer science, it's not just what you know, it's what you can do. And I feel like partaking in this league helps you actually practice some of the skills that you're being taught.
Preparation for some work that'll need them to hit the ground running. In Fargo, Clint DeRose, Valley News Live.
Calvin, Isaac, and the rest of the NDSU Cyber League team will start their preseason competitions on October 20th. And remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook. You can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day. She made history this month by winning Miss America. And this morning, North Dakota's own Cara Mund stopped by Valley News Live to talk about her life and how it changed in an instant. She spoke with Christy and Chris on North Dakota Today. Munn described the shock of being the first contestant from North Dakota to take the crown.
I think we were all in shock, and we never expected this to happen. And they were like, "What do we do next?" I think that was the first thing they said. Like, do we pack you up? What do we do? And I was like, yes. The next 4 months, I'm on the road, and I get to have the job of a lifetime.
Wow. Her trip back home was pretty brief. Munn says she's headed back to Atlantic City tonight. You'll have plenty of time to get excited. Multi-platinum, multiple Grammy Award-winning singer, songwriter Ed Sheeran. He's going to be performing in the Fargo Dome October 17th, 2018. Ticket information is expected shortly, but plans appear to be for sales to begin October 20th of this year, 2017. $10,000! Take a look at this history-making day on The Price is Right with a record-setting showcase showdown tonight. It turned out to be the most money ever given away on the wheel. In honor of Drew Carey's 10th anniversary hosting, contestants who spun $1 on the wheel received a $10,000 bonus. So if they spun another $1, they received an additional $25,000. Today, after an amazing 5 $1 spins on the wheel, a total of $80,000 was awarded. Coming up, we speak to North Dakota Senator Heidi Heitkamp about the proposed health care bill.